In this presentation, I'm going to show you how to get the most leads and sales from your digital business card. This will be a complete walkthrough training, and I promise to keep it short and to the point. Here's what you can expect from this short training session. The first thing we're going to talk about is the headshot. You need to have a great headshot for your business card, and why the right headshot is key. We're also going to get into detail with the branding and the colors that you use on your business card. Then we're going to talk about how you need to emphasize what's called the CTA. CTA is short for call to action. Then we're going to talk about why less is more when it comes to your digital card. And we're going to do an entire live walkthrough while I'll actually set up the card with you. And then finally, we're going to talk about some of the additional features that you can turn on. This is where the real power of the digital card comes into play. When you're done with the short training, you will be all set up with your very own digital business card. So let's dive right in. The first thing is that the right headshot is key. This is your first impression to the world, and it's very important. The picture here, this is a bad headshot. She's not looking towards the camera, and we're distracted with the plate she has in her hands. We've seen clients do this before, where they have a guitar in their hand, or they'll have a clipboard, or something like that. Instead, what you want to have is a straight-on headshot, where you're clearly looking at the camera, and you are dressed to kill. This is your first impression, so you want to make sure that you're smiling. You want to wear colors that instill trust. You want to make sure that this is memorable and makes you stand out from everyone else. You only have to do this once. You get that $1 million headshot and use that for your business card, and you're able to use it for all of your branding and all of your marketing. So make note of this: the good headshot versus the bad headshot. There are branding strategists that'll tell you that looking away from the camera is a power shot. I disagree. You want to look directly into the eyes of your prospect. They can tell a lot by looking at your eyes. So take the time, go out there and get that $1 million headshot. What I recommend is that you find a photographer in your area. Open up Google and do a search for female power shots or male power shots. When you find some images that resonate with you, make an appointment. Make sure to take somebody with you when you go to that photo shoot. They can help position your hands, help you with your jewelry, put your watch or French cuffs in place. All those little details make sense when you want to get this $1 million power shot. Now I'm going to tell you about a little bit of magic you can do to make your headshot memorable. So we take this same power shot here. This is before the magic. We don't want to have a white background here or a black background. Instead, we want to be able to do something like this. Now, obviously, this young lady was not in front of a window or a bridge when this shot was taken. So how do we do this? Well, what you can do is remove that background and replace it with an image. Now, the good news is this is not something that you need to do yourself. You don't need to learn about graphics or visual editing or anything else. Instead, you let the experts do that job and you focus on your business. I'm going to give you 2 resources that you can use right now to create these beautiful custom headshots for less than the cost of a latte. The first one is called Unsplash.com. You'll want to go through Unsplash and find the background image of your choice. You can find the blurry city backgrounds. You can have background with an office or with flowers or mountains or rivers or whatever you choose. The best part is these backgrounds are very high resolution images. They're huge. You can make a billboard out of them, and they're free. You're not going to have to pay a dime. Once you found your background, you want to go over to a site called Fiverr.com. You're going to send your headshot that you had done, as well as your background image, and they're going to charge you anywhere from $5 to $10, and they're going to replace your white background or black background or whatever background you don't want with the background that you've chosen. If for some reason you don't know what background you want to use, then simply communicate with your editor on Fiverr and tell them, look, this is what I do in my business. I work in an office, or I'm a real estate agent, or I'm a travel agent, whatever the case may be. Let them choose the background for you because they are the experts. Now you want to write down those 2 resources. 1, Unsplash.com, where you can find your backgrounds, and 2, Fiverr.com, Here's where you're going to find a graphic artist that's going to knock out your background and replace it with the background of your choice. Or you can let them choose the background for you. Now we're going to look at the branding and use of our colors. There's a very simple rule to this, and that is to use a maximum of 2 colors. Any more than this and it becomes chaotic and just looks messy. You can see that in this example, we're using 2 primary colors, and you can see that it really pops. The first one is black, the second one is red. Now, when you're creating your icons and your buttons, you want to make sure that you use the exact color code that you have in your mock-up of your PowerShot. If you're wearing a blue suit, you'll want to use that exact color blue. In this mock-up, this woman is wearing red, so we want to use the exact shade of red. I'll show you where we've done that once I place the icons on the screen. So I'm going to recommend a tool to you that you'll want to download. It's called an eyedropper tool. And with the eyedropper tool, I'm able to get the exact color code that is used in this red. So that when I put my buttons on the screen or I put my icons on the screen, I'm using the exact color red and I have the hexadecimal code. So I take my eyedropper, I place it right there on that red, and it's going to give me the exact color code. I can use that exact color code throughout the entire branding and in all of my marketing. So if you're a Windows user, the eyedropper that I recommend is called Instant Eyedropper. You can go to instant-eyedropper.com. If you're an Apple user, then there's an alternative, and it's called Just Color Picker. So that's justcolorpicker.com. Again, these tools are free, and they're going to give you the exact color code you need so that you can look like $1,000,000. Now let's talk about your CTA, also known as your call to action. You definitely need to know what your call to action is. Now, if I were to define the call to action, I would simply say, what is your end goal for anybody that's looking at your business card? Let's look at some basic calls to action. The first thing is that they can obviously call you. If you look at the mock-up here on the screen, we have a button which says call me. They can text me, they can email me, they can visit my website, or they can visit any or all of my social media properties. I'll show you those icons here in just a minute. They can visit LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Now we get a little bit advanced with our calls to action as well, and this is where you really start to profit in your business, and that's where you can download your V-card, and this is where they're able to add your contact information into their phone directory instantly. They can also make an appointment with you. So yes, there could be a button on the screen that says make appointment. They can take a survey, they can fill out an application, and so much more with our advanced tools and calls to actions. We'll talk about that here in just a minute, but the main takeaway here is that you not only understand what your call to action needs to be, but you also make them pop. In our mock-up, this woman is wearing red, and therefore I have black buttons that are popping off her suit. Had I chosen a red button, it would have blended in with her suit, and then most people would not have seen it. And it certainly would not have been an emphasized call to action. It's also important for you to understand that there's a lot of features you can turn on with your card, but you don't need to turn on everything. As a matter of fact, now that you understand what your core call to action is, you also need to understand that less is more. So let's look at the options available. The first thing is you can turn on or off your name and title. You can turn on or off your page icons, your small icons, and your button icons below. I'm going to show you what all of these mean, but understand that you really don't want to have all of these turned on at once because your card is going to look busy and it's going to confuse your main call to action. Your prospect is not going to know what to do because remember, we have a simple goal, and that is to get them to call us, get them to email us, get them to visit our site, whatever the case may be. We have to focus on that goal. So don't confuse your prospect. Remember the goal. Remember the call to action because a confused mind doesn't take any action at all. Instead, they're going to leave without doing anything. Now let's take a look at the options available for your card. The mock-up you see here is very simple, basic, yet very powerful. We have our $1,000,000 PowerShot, and you can see that we have the buttons, which are the calls to action, right there on the PowerShot. And even though it's very simple and very powerful, it is what most people prefer to have when they set up their card. Let's go ahead add the name and title. Her name is Melissa Davis, and her title is Social Media Expert. We still have our call to actions below, which are your buttons. So now we have the name and title combined with the buttons. And this is the second choice that most people prefer to have because it's very powerful as well. Now we're going to add small icons to the card. If you look here at the bottom, you'll see there's a row that has 6 icons. I'm able to deploy 6 icons to this row. And you can see that I can deploy all of my social media properties. I can put my phone there for them to call me, text me, or I can have them visit my website. This bar here can be displayed at the top or bottom of the card. It's completely up to you. Now we're going to add what are called page icons to the card. If you look here, these icons are actually on the PowerShot itself, and you decide which of these icons you want to display there. Again, you can display 6 icons on your card. Now these page icons can be displayed on the left or the right side, and you can have up to 3 icons on either side. You're going to start to notice that your card is getting busy, and this may be the reason why you did not want to deploy everything all at once. We've made this process super easy. As a matter of fact, these icons and buttons are turned on and off with the flip of a switch. I'm going to show you this here in a minute, but if you look at the screenshot, we have this box that says Layout Settings. If I want to turn on or off my name and title bar, I just flip a switch. If I want to turn off my small icons, I just flip a switch. And if I want to turn off my page icons, you guessed it, I just flip a switch. Simple little steps for you to be able to manage and modify your business card on the fly. You're simply going to load your image, put your name and title. You're going to fill out your links, such as your social media links, your phone number, your number where they can text you, your website, and you're going to flip switches on or off so you can change your business card on the fly. And you're able to do things very, very quickly. Now we're going to go through a live demo, and I'm actually going to set up the card with you. Now you should have received access details so that you could log into admin and do this demo with me. And if you didn't, you need to check your email again because they should be waiting for you inside your email. Okay, so you see that I'm over here on the login page. I've gone ahead and entered the username and password I've been assigned. You should have received those access credentials inside your email, as well as the URL of the site you're going to be logging into. Your login page may look a little bit different depending on when you see this, so just go ahead and log in. I'm going to go ahead and click the login button, and that will take me to the portal where I can set up my business card. What you see here is the current sample business card template that is our end goal. So the first thing we're going to do is come over here and click on this first box, which reads personal information. So click it and enter our name and enter our title. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead and choose the font color for our name and the font color for our title. And then we're going to go ahead and set a background color. This background color is right here. Next, come over here and we're going to upload a profile picture. This is the recommended size for the profile picture. If the picture you have is too big, it's okay. We have a tool that will crop your picture for you. If the picture is smaller, it's okay too because you can blow it up. But you don't want the picture to be too small because then your picture is going to look really pixelated and blurry. Remember, we want you looking like a rock star. So now I'm going to come over here and click on this button, and then I'm going to click the upload button. Now that I've done that, I'm inside of my folder. I'm going to search for the picture I want to use. I'm going to choose this picture right here. I'm going to click open, and now it's placed a picture inside the cropping tool. At this point, I can go left or right. I can zoom in and out, and that's about where I want it. Also, if the picture is really large in size, I can go up or down or left to right as well. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, and I'm going to click to add the image. Now that's done and the picture has been set. If I want to replace a picture, I can come over here to this trash can and then go ahead and upload a new profile picture. But for right now, I'm done, so I'll minimize this, and now I'm on this plus sign right here. Now, depending on what level you have, you may or may not see these 2 drop downs. This is a pro feature. It allows me to go ahead and pull in one of my applications or one of my surveys to my digital business card. And then this right here allows me to pull in my appointment, which is also tied to my business card. So for right now, I'm going to leave those blank and I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address. I go ahead, put in my website, add in my Facebook, add in my Instagram, add my YouTube, and I'm going to put in my phone number where I can receive calls. And I have the same number for my texts. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click this button that says Create My Card. And now you can see that I have a link here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drag this other screen over, and this is what's being projected from my phone in real time. So I'm going to do the changes with you, and we're going to see how it's reflected on the phone in real time. As you can see, there are no buttons, no icons. There isn't even a title. I'm going to drag this back over here to the other screen, and we're going to go ahead and dive right in. So the first thing, we're going to decide which page icons we want to turn on. For me, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the phone number and the text message. And we're going to go ahead and minimize this. And now we're going to decide which small icons you want to turn on, or if we want to turn them on at all. Remember, less is more. For the sake of this example, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the email address, phone number, the text, the website. Now, show appointment and show survey, you definitely want to have these features on, but these are advanced features and part of our Pro package. So right now I'm going to do Facebook and LinkedIn. Remember, I'm able to do 6 small icons. So I'm going to minimize that. And now we have button number 1 and button number 2. So for button number 1 is I want to go ahead and have my phone number. So I'm going to choose phone number, and then I'm going to say call me. And then I can come over to button number 2, and I can go ahead and say visit my site. And then I can go ahead and choose the color of my background. Now black is actually pretty good because she's wearing a red coat. As soon as I click on Create My Card, the only thing that's going to happen is that 2 buttons are going to appear. And the reason why is because even though I have decided which page icons and which smile icons I want to have, nothing is going to appear until I tell them to inside the layout settings. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this button, and I'll drag the card over. Here's what we currently have. I'll come back over here to my phone, and I'm going to click it again, and it's going to refresh. And now you see that we have the 2 buttons. The buttons are automatically turned on, and now I can go ahead and have somebody call me, or they can visit my website. But again, remember, you definitely want to have it where they can make an appointment with you, or they can go ahead and fill out one of your surveys or applications. And remember, that's a Pro feature. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drag that back over to the side of the screen, and we're going to come over to our layout settings, and we're going to turn on our title bar. So I'm going to click on. You see the little switch turns on. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and now I'm going to come back over here to our phone, and we should see our name and title. This is what I mean by you are simply going to flip a switch and things are going to appear and disappear. This gives you total flexibility where you can change things very quickly and on the fly. So back over here, let's open our layout settings again, and let's go ahead and turn our small icons on. I'm going to flip them on, click the button, drag this back over here, come back over here to our phone, and go ahead and click the go button. And now you see that we have icons appearing here at the bottom. And if I take out my eyedropper tool, this is the tool I taught you how to use earlier. If you come over here, I get this code here. This code is going to match this code. So now you're starting to see how this looks extremely professional. Let's drag us back over here to the screen. We'll go ahead and open up our layout settings and turn our page icons on. They're going to start with the left side. So we'll come over here, we'll click this button, drag this back over to the screen, and then we'll go ahead and click this again. And now you see that I have page icons on. I have the buttons on, and I have small icons at the bottom, as well as the name and title. Very, very busy. And remember, less is more. So I'm going to drag this back over here, come over to my layout settings. Because really, I do not want my name and title. I don't want the small icons. I do not want the page icons. All I want is the $1 million headshot with 2 buttons on it. Come back over here and we go ahead and refresh this. And now you're going to see how you really are going to flip switches on and off. And you have total control about what's going to appear on your business card. And you're able to come over here and very quickly turn on and off your page icons, turn on and off your small icons, and you can change out your buttons. Everything happens right here on the fly. Now what I want to do is show you the beautiful and responsive surveys that I was talking about in that demo. Here are screenshots from actual real-life surveys that we have working for us. So you can see the view here on the left is what the survey looks like on a laptop or a desktop. Over here on the right, you can see this what it looks like from a mobile device. It's going to work on Android and Apple. So the survey is what you're going to use to determine how you should market to your prospects. You're also going to find out what they think of your products or services, what they think of your restaurant, what they think of your coffee, etc. There are so many purposes for why you would want to have a survey, and a survey could also lead into a sale as well. Next, we have something called an application. An application is a little bit different than a survey. An application means business, and usually when somebody fills out an application, they're going to enroll in one of your products or services, which means they're filling out the application and they know they're going to be paying you. Over here on the left, you can see this is what the application looks like on a laptop or desktop. And over here on the right, this is what the application looks like on a mobile device. Again, it works on both Android and Apple. And the last thing I want to show you is what your appointment scheduling will look like. So over here on the left side is what your appointment schedule will look like on a laptop or desktop. So your prospect opens up your appointments, they see the slots that you have available, and they can go ahead and lock in a date or time. You get a notification, they get a notification, and then you simply meet them at that specific date and time. Over here on the right side, you can see that this is what your appointment schedule will look like from a mobile device. Again, works on Android as well as Apple. So now that your business card is set up, you have the opportunity to unleash the real power. All you need to do is click on the link inside of your admin account. We have different specials and promotions going on all the time. So now your prospects will be able to download your V card, which is virtual card, right from your digital business card. They'll be able to make an appointment from your business card with your own appointment scheduling system. They'll be able to take a survey from your business card. They'll be able to fill out an application and so much more. This is a real power that we have with our digital business cards. Now, once you get set up with that, you have to understand you are at the start of something great. You see, we're an all-inclusive marketing system. And with our system, you're able to build internal lead generation pages, such as landing pages, where the goal is to get the name, email, and phone number, applications, surveys, appointments, and so much more. And before I let you go, I want to remind you that you also have an app that comes with your digital business card. With this app, you're able to send out your digital business card. So when you meet somebody, you simply grab their name and phone number, and it will automatically send a message telling them to download your card. But the best part is, it also keeps track of everyone you sent a card to. So that you don't lose track where you met somebody, the app will keep track of it for you. There's so many more features that we can turn on inside that app. You see, this app allows you to stay on top of everything happening with your leads. So you're able to call, text, and email. You're able to have hot lead notifications. You have a complete user database. You have mobile sales pipelines, personal appointments. You have a list of daily tasks. You're able to send out your digital business card and much, much more. Here's another one of our pro features. But right now, I want you to start playing with your app so you can start sending your digital business card to your prospects. So on that note, this is where I'm going to conclude this presentation. And now you know how to go out there and get that $1 million power shot. You know about the colors and the branding that you need to set your card up with. You know how to set up your actual card and flip the switches. You now know that you have the ability to deploy surveys, applications, and appointments with our Pro system. And there are so many other features available once you're set up and ready to rock and roll. I encourage you to reach out to us at the number here on the screen. We're ready to handle all of your marketing needs when it comes to systems, automations, processes, and advertising. We're also here to make sure that you get set up with your digital business card. So if you need any help or have any questions at all, please reach out to us at the number here on the screen. Now go, get your business card set up, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you, and take care.